Please could you watch at the end, and I can give you some tips on how not to upset the priest that may be marrying you. Have you guessed what? I forgot to say this in the video, so this is something I've added on. Yes, I'm just filling out at the moment here, but if you want to, please subscribe. It's free. Yes. Anyway, let's get on with the video. Okay, this is a video, and I'm going to talk you through the steps of how to get married in the Philippines. It's not as easy as you think it's going to be, and you're going to need a lot of paperwork and patience and a little bit of money. I want to have a word of warning. If you're intending to marry somebody who is already married in the Philippines, even if they are separated, please could you watch Forbidden Love on Disney Plus on the National Geographic channel. It's a very informative documentary, and it talks about a young British guy who falls for a nice Filipino lady. Okay, I want to talk about nearly the logistics of getting divorced in the Philippines. It's really not that very simple, and costs can get out of control very, very quickly, as some parties believe that foreigners have considerable wealth. Even people on a moderate wealth, people would think, wow, you earn a lot of money. Now, that has happened to me, where people have seen my income and compared to living in the Philippines, yes, I do. I have a massive income. But what they don't realise is also our housing cost, our electric cost, our day-to-day living costs are a lot higher. A divorce in the Philippines, or annulment as it's actually called, you could be lucky and you could actually have it done for about $5,000 to $6,000. It could easily balloon to $50,000. And if you have a ex-spouse who really wants to dig his heels in, or her heels in, you could be looking over $100,000, and they will not divorce or allow you to get within this relationship very, very easily. So I'm now going to talk about sponsorship within the UK and how this can be achieved. So the first thing is your 18,600, which is for you and one single person. If you're then sponsoring a child, that raises then to 22,400. There is an alternate route, but it does require to have savings of 62,400, and you would have to have that money in your bank account constantly for 5 years. You are not allowed to touch it. You can also have this equity in the property as well, and that could also add towards your sponsorship level. So I'm now going to talk about how you can get access if you're already married and you want to live in the UK with your husband or wife. Now in America, you can just enter on the visit visa and apply to switch over to a green card. Unfortunately, in the UK, you can't do that. If you're on the visit visa, you must leave the country and apply for the appropriate visa, which is a spousal visa or marriage visa. There is no way of switching from a visit visa to a marriage visa while you're in country. You must leave the UK and apply for the appropriate visa. If you don't, it's very likely you'll be refused and you'll be asked to leave the country, unless under some special circumstances that you are ill or have a terminal illness. Then yes, you can switch over. Otherwise, it's very difficult for you to switch. So getting married in the Philippines is not as straightforward as getting married in the UK or America. First off, you need to get a certification of no impediment. Second, if you're getting a religious ceremony, you need to get your baptismal certificate for the purpose of marriages. And then the third thing you'll need is to go to the embassy in Manila, UK or the US. It's fairly straightforward. You go up there, show them your certifications, and they will issue out a letter to say you intend to get married inside the Philippines. You then need to achieve an ACR card again. This is something very straightforward, as you go down to the local immigration office in the city you intend to get married to your partner, and they issue out a ACR card. You'll get that receipt. You'll then need to go to the registry for births, marriages and deaths. You take the receipt and then you go and you'll get your cinema. And your cinema again is very similar to the certification of no marriage, but this is actually for your Filipino partner, is to make sure that they haven't been married before. Once you've achieved all this paperwork, you will then go to the registry office, and then the registry office is 10 days from day of you going in there, and you will be able to get married once you've produced all the documentation. Now, Filipino time, I need to explain something. So Filipino time, this is a phenomenon. I've called it Filipino time just to make it simple, but nobody is any great rush. So do not get annoyed with people, get upset with people, get shouty with people when things take a lot longer than normally happens in the West. It is just their way of life. I said to my wife, as she is now, on my first trip to the Philippines, what time are we leaving to go to the office? She said 11. And what time is it now? 11:30. Don't worry, it's Filipino time, and you do have to get used to it. Things just don't happen as quickly as you want, and you just have to go with the flow. Now, you on holiday? Enjoy it. Things just don't go that quickly, so you just have to go with the flow. If your first experience with Filipino wedding is your wedding day, couple of tips. First thing that's expected is a small giveaway. It doesn't have to be anything spectacular, but you will be expected to give a giveaway. If you invite someone, don't be too surprised if they also invite people. It's a wedding day, enjoy yourself, everybody else is going to. If you go to a high-end wedding, you may have a prosperity dance where they will pin money on you. That happened on my wedding day with little red tags. So don't expect, it's something that happened. You don't expect to get a great deal of money. The other thing, when you go to a Filipino party, don't be surprised when they go and get the Tupperware boxes out, and they will take any food that's left over. Nothing goes to waste. So don't feel embarrassed about it, but it is something that does happen. They do take Tupperware boxes out, and they will take leftover food home. Nothing gets wasted. Also, you'll have a pre-wedding shoot. This is like a photo opportunity before the wedding. It could be as simple as going to the local park or the local green or in the city, where you and your wife-to-be or husband-to-be will have a simple wedding shoot. To the other extremes, like here you can see, we're on the side of a mountain in Davao, and we had a spectacular wedding shoot with a full film crew, makeup, dress designer and everything. Like I say, it's just something to be expected. You'll maybe be able to go on a pre-wedding shoot. So I'm going to touch briefly on what will happen during the wedding day. If you're having a wedding in a cathedral or church, you will be expected to give some small food goods to the people that are officiating your wedding. Doesn't have to be anything spectacular, but my very next video on how to get married in the Philippines, I'm going to talk about the wedding day. I'm going to talk about the night before. I'm going to go about the different kinds of wedding you can have, because obviously not everyone's going to have a spectacular wedding like we've had. I want to talk about also what family expect at different levels of the wedding. Please could you like, please could you subscribe, and press that little bell. Now there were 2 buttons though. If we don't like the video, well, there we are, there's a button for that. But if we do like the video, go on, give us a thumbs up, you know. And please subscribe. It's free. Anyway, have a safe Christmas. And I'll see you in the next video.